Hi everyone, I'm Daniel Green and I'd love to show you how you can make a beautiful souffle from just a few cans in your cupboard. We're gonna make a crab souffle, it's gonna be carb-free, it's gonna be guilt-free, and it's gonna be wonderful. So stay tuned as we fire up the pantry. A traditional souffle has got a roux in it, which is flour and butter that kind of binds it and brings the eggs together. I'm going to show you how you can do it without any of that. It's going to be guilt-free. Take a look at this. From my cupboard, I've just got some paprika, which I love with seafood. I've got some cream corn. You can use regular corn if you want. A little bit of chili to spice it up. A can of crab, some eggs, and that is it. I love making souffles, but you've got to have them as soon as you cook them because the egg rises and it gives this huge volume to it, and it does deflate a bit. But make sure when you're ready to do this, everyone's sat down. It takes about 20 minutes in the oven, but it really is quite simple, and a lot of people get put off by making a souffle. This is what we've got, some eggs. Now, what we need to do is separate the eggs yolk to the white. And the reason we do this is we want to get some volume into the egg whites. So I'm just going to crack a couple of eggs, a couple per person, thinking about how to make this in any kind of volume. And then what I'm going to do is throw the egg yolk in here and do that a couple of times. You can separate it in your hands or just like this with the shell. Couple more of these. Now, it is good to have the flour, but if you want to be on like a very low carb diet and you want to try something that is good for you, this is a brilliant option, it truly is. And if you really want to be that careful, you could get rid of a couple of those yolks because that's where the fat is. But I've got 4 in here to 4 egg whites. So I'm going to start by getting these egg whites into stiff peaks by just giving it a whisk like this. Eggs are just remarkable. They are such a cost-effective way to have lots of protein, but the things you can do with them is amazing, from meringues to souffles, and they bind so many foods together, it's amazing. So what I'll do is grab a fork, and I just want to get those egg yolks mixed together, season it up with some salt and pepper, add a little bit of chili, which I think goes perfectly with crab. Then I'm going to add some of this creamed corn. Not too much, just a little. Now, there is a reason I'm using that. The reason I'm using the creamed corn is it kind of is making it a little thicker. So we're not having the flour, which is traditional in this, but that corn is going to just help give a little bit more thickness. Now, I love paprika. It's fabulous with shrimp. It's fabulous with seafood. It's a very traditional ingredient they use in Spain. Just really shrimp with lemon juice, olive oil, and paprika is out of this world if you want to try something, just to make something different. Because I think, you know, that's where we get into, isn't it? This rut of having the same food. And then we find a new spice, a new herb, and we put it in, and it's like that changes it up a lot because we don't change really the protein that much. We have chicken, we have shrimp, maybe some crab. So this is the crab claw. And it's not the most expensive can of crab. If you want to go for the lump, now, big price difference. Love lump crab, it's milky and it's soft and it's got great texture. If I'm making a crab cake, I really want to use the lump. But this is kind of just the perfect fit for me to be able to incorporate this in a souffle because I feel it's just the perfect balance with it. So don't go overboard with price on this one. Use a great can like this. And then what I want to do is here. I'm going to take a spoonful of this egg white, and I do not want to knock all of that hard work and the air out of it. I've got to keep it really light and fluffy. So I'm just going to incorporate it to those eggs, and then I'll add 1 more spoon, and then all of it at the end. So we still keep this air. Now, I've got the oven at 400 degrees, and I want it nice and hot. And then what happens is this air lifts up as it's cooking, and it's quite remarkable. It does deflate a little bit, no problem, it's gonna happen. The flavor's all there, the consistency's all there, but it does look very impressive when you've first done it. When you first cook like this, you can start to play around with your favorites. I actually put fruit and bananas and some sugar, and I do a carb-free version of a sweet soufflé. So here we go. Now, big ramekin dish. Give it a little bit of a spray. We're not going to empty it out, but it's nice so it doesn't kind of stick to the bottom of that. I'm going to pour this in. Get all of it there. Still got some volume here, and it's just mixed well enough that hopefully all that crab does not stick to the bottom. I'm going to throw it into the oven. Isn't that perfect? And then it comes out beautifully. Give me 20 minutes, we'll be back and check out. Time to dream and think that we're in Paris, a little street cafe, and have the most beautiful soufflé that you could imagine. But we did it out of a can, and we did it pretty easily. And you can too. Let's take a look. It's just about ready. Oh, look at that. Isn't that fabulous? Oh my goodness. That is just what we're looking for. A soufflé that has risen, a soufflé that's full of flavor. Well, I hope you get to make it. Make sure you click, subscribe, and join us next time as we fire up the pantry.